What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new tactic video, and today I've been set a challenge to make a tactic with 2 target forwards. So you best know we're going to be lumping the ball in the box a lot, and hopefully you do enjoy. Now, I will say this is a bit of a unique one. It's not for everyone, but it is a bit of a challenge set by a viewer. And if you've got a challenge, you can comment below, and while you're there, be sure to subscribe and leave a like, because I'm trying to get you more involved in these videos, whether it's challenges, maybe even in the future, looking at some of your tactics as well. So if you are interested, drop a little comment below as well. Let's get into the testing. We are going to start with the strongest team because I think it gets more interesting as you go down into low league. So for those of you that are a little bit crazy and you think about using this with a strong team, which is a bit of an interesting choice, we are going to see how it will do for you. And I tell you what, in terms of trophies, you're going to be fine because the Community Shield, a 10-0 win over United, which I might actually go back and watch the highlights of, because I will say United are quite abysmal in real life, but come on, that's still quite extreme. The Carabao Cup, we are going to win 7-1 over Nottingham Forest, and the FA Cup, we are going to win 3-0 over United. So just a 13-0 loss across 2 cup finals. Not too bad for United. In terms of the league, I mean, it's complete domination. It's a 30-point advantage. I mean, playing this way is quite surprising because it is very, very direct, very, very full send, very, very sort of attacking, and to do this well has surprised me a little bit. But actually digging deeper, you can actually sort of see why, because we're so good at the back. Possession, we're not going to be anywhere near. Please, if you like tiki-taka, this is not for you, this one. The most shots, the most goals, you can see why we're so good, and this will prove why. 4 goals a game, 0.63 conceded, 24 shots per game. Absolutely incredible. A good amount when it comes to the pass completion, and attacker win ratio sits at 76.71. So I tell you what, 4 goals a game, and what, 1, 2, 3, yeah, I mean, 4 trophies. I'll take it. So this FA Cup final, I couldn't actually watch the 10-0 game because it was right at the start and the highlights have sort of died. You can't even click on them. But this game against United, another derby final, and this is what you're going to be seeing a lot. Balls pumped into the box, and if there's one thing that is broken on Football Manager, it is getting the ball into the box. And as you can see right now, this one isn't direct, so it's actually a bit different to what you see. It's going to be a bit of individual quality from Kyle Walker. Now, this is probably the most out there tactic I've made for wingbacks because they are allowed to do virtually what they want. They get forward, they score, they assist, they do what they want to do, and do you know what? So does Doku. We'll take it. We're now going to go over and test with Burnley, a team that this should work with, and it did work with because we win the championship by quite a fair few points, and we also win the Friendly Cup against Strasbourg, a very, very big cup final, one of the most competitive finals in world football. And I tell you what now, the goal difference, it tells me we scored a few. And I would be safe to say we did, 40 more than Luton in second place. The most shots, no one was anywhere near us. The fewest conceded, with rank 1. The disappointment is we are not rank 1 in either clean sheets and fewest conceded, which, despite this being a very attacking tactic, I have got a lot of pride in the defensive side of this tactic as well. So a little bit annoying, but look at how close it is. It is very borderline, and we have won the league and dominated the top 4. So you know what I mean. I'm going to sacrifice a little bit in that regard and basically just take it on the chin. Goals per game, 3 goals, very impressive, 0.87 conceded. The pass completion is never going to be that high because we are a long ball team, realistically, and the shots per game is still quite nice to see at 20.15. So, to be honest with you, I'll take this season. It would have been nice to maybe, you know, get a little bit further in one of these, but Carabao Cup, we played ourselves, and Middlesbrough was just a bit of a shock result. But let's run some highlights against Hull City, a game away from home, and a game that we had no issue in winning. And I tell you what, in terms of the direct play, how about that? Direct ball into the box and a flick on to send it back stick, and it is going to be Foster to make it 1-0 in 53 minutes. Literally 3 minutes after that, Foster is heavily involved again, going down the right-hand side, and if it's going to be what it is going to be, a ball in the box, a shocking attempt there. Who is that? From Coyle. What is he doing? Redmond, it's a freebie, to be honest, as Foster again, who is such a good player for this Burnley team, plays it all the way to the right, a little ball inside maybe. It's going to be, it's lovely to see. And lastly, we go low. We go Sky Bet League 1. The rest of the cups weren't too impressive, but the real statement was winning that Sky Bet League 1. And yes, we have 11 draws, but we get the job done. And in that league, we are still going to be top when it comes to goals. Defensively, we're going to be 2nd and actually 7th. Well, actually, hang on, it is 7th. 7th when it comes to the clean sheets. Not great for clean sheets, I will be honest. Most shots is great. Goals are great. The data hub, I imagine, isn't going to be as pretty. it's going to be okay. 2.26, 1.04, what you'd expect with a team like this, to be honest. No disrespect to Crawley fans, but we do get the job done by 6 points. It's not the most dominant season, but realistically, what we've done with City was what you'd expect, but nice to see you still can do that, play in this incredibly unique way. Burnley was really good, and Crawley, we got the job done, so honestly, I'm happy. But now over to your favourite part of the video, that is going to be the tactic breakdown. If you are enjoying back home, firstly, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if you do enjoy rebuilds, come on over to that second channel, Daily Josh. It's going to be in the description, and I'll pop a little thumbnail on the screen because I might do a little rebuild with this tactic. It'll be quite fun. So make sure you come on over and get involved. But to make this tactic at home, you want to click wing play. For the purpose of the video, I am going to select create your own style, and it is going to be done off what you'd expect, the famous 4-4-2. Now then, the first thing you want to do with this tactic is go right down here and change from balanced all the way up to attacking, because this is actually a very attacking tactic, and I will say probably the most attacking 4-4-2 I may have ever done. Now the goalkeeper is going to be a simple goalkeeper, as are the central defenders going to be simple central defenders, because we're already taking a lot of risks with the wing backs and the wingers. I don't really want anything extra. Now when it comes to the wing backs, both of them are going to be on support. Now, these players are going to have a fair few instructions, but they are going to share them, so it's not too confusing. We are going to go with cross more often, cross from deep. We are also going to go with far post and run wide. So essentially, let me quickly do that for this player as well. So we're going to go with the far post. We're also going to go with cross more, we're going to go with cross deep, and also, of course, set to run wide. The job I want these players to do is run here, sort of hover here, cross from deep, aim at this side, this player, get to about here, and then aim at this side. Pretty simple, get the ball in the box. We've got 2 target forwards we need to hit. It makes complete sense. Going over to the midfield, there's only so much we can really do in this, to be honest. A key role is the DLP. He has to come in because he will look for them longer passes, and he will take risks as well, which obviously is something we need to do. And to partner in, my favourite partnership in any 4-4-2 midfield is the box-to-box as well, who will get forwards and help sort of link up the play, and also maybe even get a goal himself. Now when it comes to the wingers, we are going to operate with 2 supportive wingers. I do want to quickly say, if you are interested in getting all 3 of these tactics today, getting them on console and also on mobile, one-on-one tactical help, access to all of my rebuild files, and so many more perks, you can see all of them here, you might want to come over to the Patreon. We've got a 20% off discount code, and any new member obviously saves a fair bit, and it works out at the moment. You get a piece of exclusive content every single day, 1 day rebuild, 1 day tactic. It's about 16 pence if you look at the monthly sort of base price and divide it by the days in a month. It's absolutely mental, including the giveaways we dish out on there. I'd like to say it's pretty decent value, so hopefully I see some people over there. But let's go over and load in to these wingers. So with the wingers, again, it is going to be what you'd probably expect. 1 simple instruction, cross aim far post, and this player cross aim far post. So with this, the wingers are going to get forward, they are going to provide the width, they are going to cross more often as well, and they are going to aim for basically the other side of what they're playing on. So the right hand side to the left hand side to the right. Same with the wing backs, meaning that the service these 2 strikers get is absolutely mental. Genuinely, it's absolutely incredible. And for the target forwards, they are simply both going to be on attack. No custom instructions, nothing in particular. Both of them just on the default, both on attack, there to get the ball and, well, hopefully score some goals, which, yeah, they did. Going over to the in possession, of course, attacking on the wing play, the width has to be wide. I want a wide system. We're going to pass into the space, focus down the left and the right. Overlaps are also going to come into play. With mixed crosses, I like this because if you go with low, you also only obviously have low crosses. You go with whipped or floated, you only get one sort of kind. Because we have so many crosses, switch it up. Sometimes low, sometimes high. It's very hard to defend against as well when you switch things up. We're going to hit early crosses. We're also going to run at defence with the tempo being set to higher, and the passing does remain on standard because you go like this, it's a touch too direct on the default version. If you go like this, it's a little bit too short. We want to leave it on standard with pass into the space. It will be a nice sort of mixture of short passing and going direct when you need to. In transition, counter press and counter, and simply distribute while taking short goal kicks. This time to the flanks, it will go to a winger or a progressive wingback. It makes sense to feed them. And out of possession, we are going to go with the high press, the standard line more often, and simply get stuck in. Now, over to the attacking version, which is technically a 4-2-4 to be honest with you, because there is a bit of a change. The central defenders remain the same, the goalkeeper remains the same, the wing backs also do remain the same as well. What doesn't remain the same is how the team is shaped. So the DLP and the box-to-box are the same in terms of roles and instructions. Both of the wingers are now both on attack and also pushed up on cross-aim far post and also run wide, and the target forwards do remain the same. Now, in terms of team instructions, once again, we are going to be set to attack, and as you can see right now, we are going to go through and talk about this right now. So in terms of the width, it's going to be wide. We are going to pass into the space, overlap left, overlap right, while focusing down the left and the right are going to be crucial. The passing and the tempo also do remain the same. Hitting early crosses will never change in like this. This tactic relies on the crosses, run at defence and also be more expressive. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly, distribute into the flanks. Again, something that will never change because that is essentially what this tactic is. You want a tactic that will feed the wide areas, and out of possession, we are going to look with the standard line, the high press, step up more, get stuck in, and a trigger press maxed out to much more often. Now, I have also got you covered in this video, as always, with a defensive tactic, and this is perfect for smaller teams, or if you're trying to seal a game out with. I would lean it more towards the fact of probably to be used to seal a game out with than going into a game, because it's very negative. You defend in a back 8, so the goalkeeper, the central defenders do remain the same. The wing backs are also defaulted on the left and on the right, both on defend. Defensive wingers on the right and on the left, both on support. Cross-aim far post, run wide, and get further forwards. If you want to listen to anything that I waffle about in these videos, make sure you have this one on, because if you don't, you're going to be way too negative. The DLP remains the same, as does the box-to-box, and one of the target forwards drops to support, and the other one remains on attack. Now, in possession, by the way, we are still going to be on wing play. We're still going to be set to positive. We are going to whack all this up again to wide. This stuff remains exactly the same because I don't want to change too much, because I still want to be that team that can go forward and still can put a ball in the box. And if you lose that, you lose the challenge of the tactic, you lose the point of the video. So we are still going to play very much like we would, but we are going to run at defence. The passing, or the tempo, sorry, remains like that. And for the first time, we are going to go up to slightly more direct and also introduce some time wasting. Now, if you've got them, play for my set pieces, because you will absolutely cook with them. You'll score tons of goals, and it gets me a good 10 goals a video per season. Now, going over to the in transition, counter press, counter, slow the pace down while distributing to the flanks. And lastly, to seal everything out nice and easy, we are going to go with the standard line, the mid block, get stuck in, and leave this nice and simple on the default. And that's going to give you not one, not two, but 3 versions of the monster 442 that obviously was sent in by a viewer. Well, not the tactic wasn't, but the idea was, so credit to them. I'll try and go back and pull out the comment and leave them credit somewhere, because honestly, I do like the challenges you set. So if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.